friend Roger Christopherson here again with another first listen review, and I say that because it's my first time ever listening to this, which is amazing to me. It's the album by Bonnie Tyler entitled "Faster Than the Speed of Night," and the reason I'm doing this is because it's kind of an overlooked gem for me. It is celebrating its 40th anniversary, and they're doing a special release of this on red vinyl, which I have absolutely no interest in the vinyl anyway, but I thought, I don't know why I've never listened to this album, because I like Bonnie Tyler's voice. I think she's a great singer. I know it was produced by Jim Steinman, who I like his production style. It's got Rick Derringer on guitars on this, Max Weinberg on drums. I like them. Why have I never listened to this? And so I decided I'm just going to get it and I'm going to check it out. So I did, and it kicks in with "Have You Ever Seen the Rain," which is one of my favorites Creedence Clearwater songs. They got quite a few good ones, but that's one of my top 5 probably, and her version of it was really cool. I guess that's the first song that her and Jim Steinman worked on together, was that, and then of course the Total Eclipse of the Heart. And it's funny, I actually just watched a special on Total Eclipse of the Heart here, I don't know, a month or two ago, and I never knew the song was actually written about vampires. It was actually supposed to be like a vampire, I don't know, musical or something that Jim Steinman was working on even way before like the Meatloaf stuff. And I thought that was kind of interesting. If you listen to the lyrics, you're like, oh yeah, I guess that is kind of what it's about. I guess there's a really funny video out on YouTube about that as well. Like the very, if you take the literal lyrics and they made a video about the lyrics like in literal form. Jeez, I can't even talk. Good heavens. And as I'm listening to this, I'm like, oh, you can definitely hear the Jim Steinman production on it, but then I realized there's another song on here that I actually recognized right off the bat, and I didn't know that the half of this album was actually cover songs. Only 4 of them are originals. 2 of them are Jim Steinman penned. Second song here is "Faster Than the Speed of Night," which you definitely can tell is a Jim Steinman song. I guess she actually requested that Jim Steinman produce her album, and when she was signed whenever she switched labels or something, they were like, yeah, right, and they reached out to him. He just was like, yeah, let's give it a shot. They met with her, and they really hit it off. I guess one of the first songs that they worked on was "Total Eclipse of the Heart," so that's kind of why I mentioned that. And he just decided he wanted to do it. So, it's kind of funny in the next song here. I think it was "Getting So Excited," which I don't know. I didn't really care for that one at all. But there was a little funny thing in the middle of that one where Jim Steinman actually says, "I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that." It was kind of funny. That was a cover song as well. The only one on there I didn't really care for too much. Of course, "Total Eclipse of the Heart" is on here. The funny thing about this one is I've heard the song like so many times, but this did not sound like the version I've heard like over and over and over. So I don't know if there's like a longer. It seems like this was kind of short. It was only 7 minutes. Is there like a longer version out there, or a remix, or another version I don't know about? Because there was like even extra singing at the end, and the mix sounded different. It sounded like the instrumentation was different. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something there, or something I don't know about on this one. But anyway, that's the song everybody's heard 1,000 times. I've actually played it in a band before. It's a fun song. It's actually a really fun song to play. And then there was "It's a Jungle Out There," which actually funny. It's kind of like got Paul Schaefer and Will Lee playing on that one, which is kind of like David Letterman's half of his band. So, and I mean, those guys played on a lot of stuff too, but I thought that was kind of cool because I loved David Letterman like growing up, and just thought it was cool that they played on this one. And then when I came to track number 6, I was like, man, I know this song. This is an old Blue Oyster Cult song. It was "Going Through the Motions," which kind of funny. I always thought was a strange song for them, but she does a really cool, fun version of it. This album with the notes was kind of all over the place because "Getting So Excited" just seemed really out of place. The song was almost a little out of place, but after "It's a Jungle Out There," it kind of fit okay. And it could float okay with that one in there. And then it goes into another cover song, a song called "Tears," which was originally done by Frankie Miller. And he actually duets with her on this one. And he's got kind of like a raspy-ish voice too. I don't follow Frankie Miller too much. I've heard some of his stuff, but don't really follow much of his stuff. But if this is the style he does, then maybe I should take a listen to some Frankie Miller. I don't know. And then there's a song called "Take Me Back," which was written by one of Bob Dylan's guitarists. That's another one that she's originally done. It wasn't a cover. He actually wrote it, and she just the first one I guess that's recorded it. And that one's a cool song. It actually sounded like a Billy Steinman style song, and it's got that storytelling thing going on, a lot of piano and kind of builds. It has a lot of ups and downs going on, a lot of emotion going through the song, and so I actually thought that one actually fit really well. And then her cover of Bryan Adams' "Straight Through From the Heart," great version of it. I actually love Bryan Adams' version of this song. She did a great job of it, and you can tell it's got the Jim Steinman production all over it, and so it kind of gave it that cool Meatloaf type feel, which I guess she really loves Meatloaf, and she wanted it to sound that way. So I'm not doing anything insulting by saying that, but I thought this was a really cool album. I was actually happy that I found it finally, but kind of like bummed that I missed out on it for all these years. But I am probably going to listen to this one a few more times, and she's got a lot of albums, so I might have to go digging through a Bonnie Tyler discography here. I don't know, maybe I have to check out some Frankie Miller too. But anyway, cool. I thought this was a really good album, so if anybody else out there is maybe thought about checking this out or not thought about checking out, but they like some of these guys on it. I mean, Rick Derringer plays guitar really killer on this too, so it's worth checking out. Oh, and Roy Bittan plays piano on the album, and a little bit of organ on here too. So a lot of well-known people on here, and there's some other people that I don't really recognize. So there's a lot of people involved, as there always is in anything Jim Steinman does. But that's just the way he does things, and I don't know. I guess just to mention that Three Dog Night actually went on and covered one of the songs off of here, which is "It's a Jungle Out There," and I think it's kind of funny that the majority of this was cover songs, and then one of the originals on here got covered by another band. So just, I don't know, a little bit of useless trivia there, but that's kind of what this is all about. Anyway, it's talking about stuff that we just find interesting. So if you guys have anything interesting you want to mention in the comments down below, or what your comments or feelings or anything are on this, as always, feel free, and like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and we will talk to you on the next one. See ya.